What's up, guys? It's Bobby Douglas back again today with another full game 2020 NBA Draft Prospect video breakdown. And today we're going to be looking at probably one of my favorite players in the class of 2020, and that's French point guard Killian Hayes. Killian Hayes has a really good knack for scoring the ball as well as distributing. A true point guard, 6'5", decent size. And he had a very up and down year for Ulm, but towards the second half of the year, he really started to turn it around. And now he's being talked about as being a potential number one overall pick in the 2020 NBA draft. I have him as the fourth best prospect currently in the class of 2020 behind LaMelo Ball, Anthony Edwards, and Tyrese Halliburton. But I do think there is potential for him to shoot up my big board with some good showings in the games that I'm watching. However, this is the only full game I found on YouTube, so again, it's not his best game. He had 10 points, 7 assists, 4 rebounds, and 2 steals, but on 3 of 11 shooting. But again, I hope that you guys see the potential that is there. Again, on the season, he shot 45.5% from the field and 39 from 3. Very solid numbers, especially for an 18-year-old playing in a professional league. These are Euro Cup games, again, so he only played 10 of them. And again, a 91% free throw shooter, 12.8 points, 6.2 assists on the season. Again, I'm not worried about this game in particular, and it does show a decent amount of good film for Killian Hayes, and again, areas where he should improve. So let's get right into it, and I will make this full screen, so goodbye for a second. And then I'll slide this up. All right, here we go. So Killian Hayes is number 3. I think you can see my mouse. I'm circling him right now. He's number 3 in the white. And this is Ratio Farm Ulm against MoraBanc Andorra. Sorry if I'm not getting these names right. But yeah, we'll watch it and we'll see. So again, he has the ball right now. He's got a decent handle. And again, he's a good passer. He's got a good screen there. And Derek Willis. That's Derek Willis, former Kentucky basketball player, by the way. But so he's on the ball right now. Again, he's a pretty pesky on-ball defender. I do like that about his game. He's very active with his feet. Again, good stance. You know, he needs to get stronger, I think, because he gets lost in screens, as we saw right there. But again, on the ball, he's very pesky. He moves his feet well, aggressive. I like that about his game a lot. So he grabbed the rebound, and now let's see what he does here. So he just made that 3 off of a step back. I'm gonna pause it for a second right here. And I'm gonna ask you guys, what does that play remind you of? What player in the NBA does that currently remind you of? I'll give you like 5 seconds. Okay. It should have reminded you of James Harden because it's eerily similar. You can tell he watches a lot of James Harden film with those step backs. And yeah, I mean, the comparison in terms of footwork and things like that is definitely there. Again, he needs to get stronger. He's more of a point guard. I think he's a better passer than James Harden. Another issue with Killian Hayes is that he is very, 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 very left-hand dominant, in that he rarely even goes to his right hand. He can make every single pass in the world you would want a point guard to make with his left hand. His right hand, it's a totally different story, and let's see the step back again. That's so James Harden. It's very eerie. But again, he's very, very left-handed dominant, so that's going to become an issue in the NBA. But then you also have to consider it from the other angle, which is, okay, he did pretty well in this professional Euro Cup league, only using his left hand. So there's 2 sides to that coin. Obviously, he'd be a better and more complete player if he can start putting things together with his right hand a little bit more. Another knock on Killian Hayes that I have is that he's not a great dribbler under pressure. So you saw right there, it's kind of clunky. He reverts to the old post up when he's dribbling full court there. Is one of those things. But look, he moves his feet well. He tends to get lost in screens a lot, though, and I think that improves with his strength. Bit on that pump fake as well. But again, overall, I like his energy on defense. I think that's a positive aspect of his game. And that's a charge. Look, he's right in the guard's grill. Good help. And again, he's going under all these screens too. Makes me think that he doesn't really have the strength to fight over them just yet. But I do think that'll come in due time in the NBA. So again, see how he kind of he has to revert to like these hang dribbles, these spin arounds, just to not get the ball stolen away from him. That's a good look, though. It's a very nice assist. If they didn't, did they not call it on the shot? It doesn't look like they did. But again, like he's really good out of the pick and roll. Again, can hit every single pass you want to, especially going left. Going right is a totally different story, but just watch this. Waits a second, waits for his man to look at him, and bang, delivers an on-the-money pass right into the post for a dunk that ultimately doesn't get counted. Got the ball here, so here's pick and roll. And look, so see, that's not a horrible shot. Again, it's the same thing. He has good mechanics, and again, I told you earlier, he shot 3 of 11 from the floor in this game, so not his best shooting day. And this was the second game of his season. Again, he only played 10 Euro Cup games. This is the second of 10, and he got way better as the season went on. And right there, he had a good closeout on the 3-point shot as well. So. Again, active hands, always trying to reach for the ball without being too aggressive to get called for a foul. That's how he did a good job fighting over that screen. Again, there's a little turn your back to the defender. Again, that's a good shot. I mean, I have confidence that he'll hit those, so I'm not really worried about his shooting numbers this game, but it's just more about the potential he has. See, that's a good handle right there. Let's see what he does here. Good. That's a really good shot. That's an NBA level maneuver with the between the legs dribble at the top, goes to his right, little pull up with his on the right wing, and that's nice. That time it looked like he anticipated the screen a little bit too much, and it led to a nice lane for the opposing point guard, leading to an open 3. Again, here we are. See, like he struggles under pressure, and that's a scouting report. You can see number 11 is just hounding him full court. And right now, I believe he's out, so I'll skip to... Yeah, see that again. So, again, under pressure, he's not the best dribbler, so maybe he's more suitable off the ball, like James Harden was early in his career. So he's out right now. I'll skip ahead to 10:53 is when he comes back in. But I do think he's no Anthony Edwards. He doesn't have any motor concerns, I don't think. Again, look at this. Anthony Edwards is not bringing that type of energy defensively. So I think he has him beat in terms of motor and effort. So I have confidence that he'll work on his deficiencies, especially with his right hand, because that's probably his biggest offensive concern outside of his loose handle under pressure. And again, just getting stronger, because you could tell, look how small he looks. Well, he doesn't even look 6'5" in this game. He looks slight, small, and again, he's only 18 years old, so I'm not really super worried about his frame now. He'll add strength. And he's holding his own in a pretty competitive Euro Cup format, so that's good. Not really his job there. Maybe you want to see a little bit more of a dig down defensively to help on that post entry. But again, look how... So every single time he goes behind his back, he's looking at the ball. It's almost as if he doesn't have full confidence in where the ball will be when he crosses over like that. That's another good take. Again, I trust him to finish those on most occasions. Especially earlier in the season. Oh, let's see how he does on the fast break here. Okay, not really much going on. That was a good pass. Oh my goodness. But again, Hayes had a really short leash, especially early in the season. In this game, he only played 22 minutes. And after a few more games in the Euro Cup League, Hayes really became more of a fixture on this Ulm team. And he ended up being one of their best players. That's a really good pass. That's funny. And again, in a draft class that's full of a lot of just unfinished products in terms of skills, and there's not a lot of fluidity across the board. I think Hayes is really a breath of fresh air when it comes to that. Him and LaMelo Ball are really just fluid movers. They're good with the ball. They can shoot well. They're just kind of. It's refreshing to watch a guy like Killian Hayes, a guy like LaMelo Ball play. Another thing I really like about Hayes' game is that he's really good at changing pace. Let's see what he does here. That's a really good pass. Maybe see him at hit number 31, I believe that is, on the perimeter for a three. But he's a really good change of pace athlete. He's not super quick, but he's quick enough. And again, that combined with his change of pace skills, I think that makes him for a reasonable blow-by threat in the NBA. Really good at weave dribbles and stuff. Again, another open shot. He just missed it. Again, not his best shooting night. I trust him to get better. Again, a 39% shooter from three this year. I'm not worried about his shot. He gets his shots very well. He gets to his shots very well, so I'm not really worried about him making them necessarily when I'm watching his game film. Because I can watch highlights to see him make shots, I think and he's out right here. Sorry, I'll continue my point after this. He's out until 24:49, so I'll skip ahead here. But, as I'm skipping ahead, just, if I want to see Killian Hayes make shots, I'll watch his highlights that are 5 minutes long and don't give me nearly enough information to make a sound judgment on him as a prospect. I think watching full games, again, I think that's the best way to evaluate prospects. Just because you see the overall body of work, you're not just seeing the highlights. And so, when I look at full games, I think I really learn a lot more about prospects. So, and again, if I want to see Killian Hayes play only well, then I'll watch his highlights. But I don't really want to do that. That's not the interest of this channel or of my personal scouting tastes. So that's why I'm just watching full games of these prospects and just trying to get an overall better sense of their game. Again, that was a good dribble move right there. He's very good with his crossovers. Again, he's good at just these hang dribbles and stuff like that. So that's why I think Kevin O'Connor has a huge piece on why he thinks Killian Hayes is the best prospect in this draft class, and he has a bunch of stuff about comparing him to Harden. And so I think just watching him, I think it's pretty apparent. So I'll skip these free throws. Again, right up in him. It was a made three, but it was a good job because he kind of got put in no man's land there. He had to help on the drive, and then he had to recover back to the three-point shooter. He ultimately did a good job recovering to the three-point shooter. It just happened to go in. It's funny to watch some of these professional games in Europe and see how many more made shots there are compared to college basketball. Like that. So again, right now he's not being super pressured with the ball, so he looks a lot more comfortable. That time maybe you want to see a little bit more help, but again, he just got burned on the last play because he had to pick one or the other, so maybe he's a little bit more aware of the shooter that he's guarding. Skip these throws. Three. Oh, wow. That's a really good pass. Good cut, good pass. Wasn't really involved on that play, but that's just a fun play. So again, now it looks like they're in this little good contest from Hayes. Remember, he came from the restricted area, and he got all the way out there to contest that three-point shot. So Hayes was weak side there. He's patient, attack the hole right there. So right there, you maybe want to see him just shoot a little bit of a floater. Again, he's going to his left there, so there's no reason why he shouldn't just take that shot. But he did a good job blowing by his man. Again, not 99th percentile quickness or first step, but he's just really good at picking his spots, using subtle fakes, change of pace, and then that allows him to blow by his guys. Good active hands. Again, good job recovering, and now he's right in this guy's grill. Oh, he got called for a foul. He bailed him out. But again, that was a good defensive sequence up until that foul. Again, good acceleration there. See, you look at that pass right there and see this is how you can tell he's left-handed dominant. So he did this, right? And then instead of passing with his outside hand, which is normal, right? Instead of doing like a little one-handed pass with his right hand, he kind of just forced that and he just kind of threw it with his left hand. So again, I think he really needs to improve on his right hand. I think that's his biggest weakness overall as a prospect, I would say. Again, that time he probably got caught a little bit off guard. It looked like he was over helping, and then it allowed a basket cut from his man. That's one thing he probably should improve on a little bit too in terms of being an off-ball defender. I think on-ball he doesn't really have a lot of problems. Off-ball though, he tends to overhelp. And this might be the Ohm system as well, but he tends to overhelp, leading to open lanes or open shots for his man. Again, just patient, finds the right, lets the flow of the offense come to him. Probably made the right decision here. He saw that guy coming back to cover that corner shooter, and he stepped up and stopped the ball, led to a turnover. Yep. Didn't even do much there, just simple awareness. So here's Hayes again. Right there, got a little bit sped up, it looked like. Again, look, if he just has his right hand open, I think so many more options open up for him on the floor. I think he had a corner shooter that he maybe could have shoveled the pass off to if he were looking that way, but he didn't even look that way. It's almost like a functional fixedness with him where it just doesn't even look like he even considers passing anywhere to his right just because he knows he's not as capable with that hand. Good job of retreating to one pass away there on defense. And get a screen. Again, another really good job of changing a pace. And again, he maybe not the right pass there because he had a corner guy as well. And there we go. Let's see how that just looks like fatigue. He didn't get all that. He has a few of those shots in the second half as well where they come up painfully short. It's probably just fatigue. Again, this is only his second game. He got a lot better as the season went on. It's a tough shot. All right, so that's the end of the first half. I'll stop the video here, and then I'll get to the second half. I'll upload the second half after I upload this one. Thank you guys for watching. Again, make sure to like and subscribe if you're new here. And yeah, I hope you guys saw enough of Killian Hayes in this first half to see why he's considered a top 10 prospect. He has a lot of good dribble moves, a lot of scoring moves. And again, his defense, I think, is an overall positive. He just needs to enhance his awareness off the ball. So again, we'll continue to watch him as he plays in this game in the second half. And I will upload that video as soon as this one is uploaded. So again, thank you guys for watching, and we will see you soon.